Hi and welcome back to Making Video Your Business. Today I'm joined by the very wonderful Sam Offley. Sam, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Sam, you work for Agents Together.
Yep.
An estate agency charity.
Yep.
That is led by yourself and your colleague Sarah.
Yep.
But predominantly by a group of volunteers who aid in mentoring and development for people working in estate agency. Is that right?
You've nailed it. That's
Fantastic. Can you talk to me about how you got involved in Agents Together and what it does and how many people it helps?
Yeah, so I was in a estate agency previously, and Agents Together, came about because we wanted to provide a platform for estate agents to ask for support.
Yeah.
So when I heard it was being done, I was like, yeah, I'd love to be involved in that. Spoke to Josh Rayner and Sarah, had the interview, and luckily I got the job.
So in terms of Agents Together then, it was set up with the purpose of helping agents. Why?
Purely because we felt like there wasn't any previous platforms for agents to go to. It was either like paid training or coaching, but sometimes people just need those words of wisdom and passing down knowledge to help them through their difficult time. And that's what Agents Together does for our mentoring scheme.
How long have you been running now?
Coming up to our third year.
Fantastic.
Third year, and we've helped just over 800 people.
That's great.
800
individual people.
That's it, mentorships.
And you've got a bank of how many mentors?
456, around that figure.
So what can people utilize your charity for? What sort of help can they get?
So as long as it's anything estate agency related, they can do. So if it's like an issue in the office that they're feeling uncomfortable about and they're not sure how to tackle it, if they want like a practice run with a mentor, like a dummy run if you like, they can do. If they want help with career development, their mental health, their well-being, could be anything. As long as it's sort of industry related and that mentor is the right mentor to support them, then it's open for everyone.
Talking about the mentors then, what sort of quality of people have you got?
Oh, we've got the best. They're so good, including yourself, by the way.
Thanks.
No worries.
That wasn't.
I know. I did that. That wasn't
my
own heart.
That wasn't a plug from me.
No.
But yes, I am a mentor for Agents Together, so I do know a lot about charity. Apart from me, who else have you got?
We've got such a mixture. We've got from senior negotiator level right up to director level. So the idea is that a mentor could be, anyone, as long as they've got the right experience. They don't have to be at the top end of their career for every single one, because a senior manager could help develop a young negotiator. That mentorship still works. So we've got negotiators, seniors, managers, managing directors, corporate and independents, online agents, prop tech, right mixture, which is lovely.
Why do you do it? Why? Because obviously you could go and work anywhere. You're a skilled, you're a young man.
Yeah.
You're a skilled, a skilled business professional. What makes you want to work for Agents Together, and what makes you want to try and continually improve it?
I've done the front end stuff.
Yeah.
Done the negotiating, the valuing, but now I got to a stage where I want to get more involved with the industry. There's so many legends in the industry, and I wasn't meeting those legends as much as I wanted to when I was in the office all the time. I wanted to dive in, and Agents Together just opened all those doors. It was my job to talk to these people, helping the industry thrive, healthy mind, healthy business, which is our two pillars. It was a no-brainer for me.
How long would people get help for at the moment? Obviously, you'll look for funding.
Yes, Sarah's always, you know what Sarah's like. She's wonderful, always thinking of new ideas. But from that initial investment, 6-7 years.
Great.
So we've got no pressure. There's no cost to this for agents. They haven't got to worry that they're going to be hit with a bill or it's going to change. It's not, because we've still got 6-7 years.
And crucially, your mentors, as I've said, I'm one of them, don't charge for their time.
No, they volunteer,
They volunteer, so it's a volunteer role. And so there's no cost there. So your only costs are sort of general running costs.
Exactly that.
So, you should be able to run for a long time.
Yeah.
And I would imagine the value that people have had from it, when you get to the end of that 6 or 7 year period, people will be more than happy to help you fundraise and continue to operate.
It's been lovely because we have had so many offers, which is
already?
just,
Fantastic.
It's, we had one lady actually commented on just goes to how important video is, but commented on one of our feedback videos, and she said, if it wasn't for Agents Together, I wouldn't be in business today.
Yeah.
So that type of feedback, and then the offers come off the back of that, because they're like, right, okay, this is important, this is crucial to the industry.
Yeah.
Over 800 people are getting support from it. It's lovely that we are getting offers, but we don't need them at the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah.
How have you seen Agents Together grow with the use of video content, and how do you use it?
So constantly, every single day. So we don't do any paid advertising. All of our mentorships and brand awareness, if you like, comes from videos with what we do with you guys and Chris Watkin. So we use them every single week, and all of our, well, majority of the new applications and new supporters come from videos.
Your mentors use Zoom or Teams or whatever
Yeah,
to carry out their mentorships. So you can.
they do.
The
Yeah.
great thing about that, from my perspective, is I've had 2 mentees so far. One of whom was based in York,
Yeah.
and we're based in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
And the other is based in central London.
Yeah.
And of course, because we can leverage Zoom, it doesn't matter where your mentors and your mentees are in terms of their businesses or where they're transacting, because video allows them through video conferencing to bridge that gap.
It does, yeah. So yeah, it's so important because we, with our mentorships, they can't be in the same area because we don't want any conflicts of interest. So we have to make sure they are far away, not competing areas. So the use of Zoom and Teams is so important. And from another aspect as well, when a mentor is talking about a certain subject, and rather than the mentee writing loads of notes, they can just record that certain bit on Zoom. So you wouldn't get that face to face. So if the mentor is talking you through a certain pattern or whatever, the mentee can record that with the mentor's permission,
Of course.
and then keep it on file, then always refer back to it. So it's really helpful, really useful, makes things so much more easier.
You've also used video content. You've done some recording in our studios with Chris Watkin, who's a household name in industry circles.
Yeah, very lucky to have him.
And he's been a great ambassador for Agents Together. He's one of the founding mentors. What other video content do you use? I know you've started to use a little bit of TikTok.
Yeah, so we are starting out on TikTok, which is good. We've saw a lot of agents going towards TikTok, so obviously we want to be in front of as many agents as possible. So we took some advice from the wonderful Megan 18. How can we bend what she does to what Agents Together is about? Because they are very similar anyway. And yeah, so we are starting on TikTok, and we are getting an audience, and we've had a few application forms that have come from TikTok, but it's early days yet.
What tends to happen with video content for Agents Together is we've recorded bits of events and roundtable discussions and all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And we've also done some studio stuff with Chris and your mentees.
Yeah.
What's very unusual is for you to be on camera. Talk to me a bit about that.
Well, I'm not on camera.
I mean, obviously we're friends, so this is a bit easier for you.
Yeah, this is easier because I don't feel like I'm being interviewed.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm friends with Chris Watkins. Of
course.
But the way he interviews is very good, and he would sort of take our relationship out of that and say, right, okay, I'm interviewing not a mate here, it's Sam Offley. And I suppose one day I would be up for that, but I do think in the meantime, while Agents Together is still in its growing stages, it's better for Chris Watkin to be interviewing rather than me, because like you said, he's a household name. People are going to listen to Chris Watkin, a lot more people than they would.
Well, there's a good reason for that, but you've ducked my question. How
there you go, yeah.
comfortable are you on camera normally? The reason I'm asking is a lot of people, some of the main excuses for not making video content is they have this fear of getting in front of camera. Have you found it uncomfortable? And do you continue to find it uncomfortable?
So at the beginning, when I first started Agents Together, coming up to 3 years ago, it was a Zoom a lot. And prior to that, I was in a branch filled by people. So the use of Zoom was non-existent to me. So going on Zoom with people at that time felt very uncomfortable because, so I suppose you haven't got the same cues as you have face to face. When do you speak? When do you interrupt? I found that quite difficult, but now I'm fine with Zooms. It doesn't matter who I'm speaking to or the environment, because it very quickly become to the day to day. Yeah, normal.
Normal, yeah.
The camera aspect, like we're doing now, that's not my normal yet.
No.
I see it a lot with Chris Watkin and yourselves, with all the stuff that you do for us, but actual me being on the other side of it, it's my second time?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of conferences and now here today.
What would your advice be to people thinking about adopting some more visual content into their business, as you have done?
Yeah.
And how would you say they should try and overcome some of the nervousness?
So for me, so I was thinking about this last night. So you got to think about long term. So long term, me sat at home today just on the phone to people wasn't going to build much brand awareness about Agents Together. But me coming on this podcast with you is going to build brand awareness about it and, make more people aware about me. So thinking about long game, yes, if you don't like it, that's fair enough. But you've just got to think, right, what's more important? My doubts about this or the long game of my goal? And it's got to be your goal every time.
I 100% agree. I think that there are three main reasons why people don't do video in
Hmm.
my experience. One is, oh, I don't have time to make it.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a mobile phone in your pocket.
Yeah.
You can make a TikTok, or you can make just a quick piece of camera within
Seconds. Yeah.
30 seconds, a
Yeah.
minute. And crucially, you're in full control of that.
Yeah.
You can decide when to post it, where to post it. If you mess it up, do it again.
Yeah.
But 2 minutes,
Hmm.
and everyone's got 2 minutes or 30 seconds in a day to
Yeah.
make a little bit of video they can put online.
Yeah.
That is fact.
Yeah.
Second one is post-production, is editing. Well, if you don't like editing, send it away.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, just shoot little clips.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
shoot little
Yeah.
clips. Although
Yeah.
editing stuff now has become, my kids now, they're using this thing called CapCut,
Hmm.
which is great, right?
Hmm.
Completely free. And the third one is that fear.
Yeah.
Is that fear of judgment, that fear of getting in front of a camera and
Yeah.
someone putting a nasty comment on, underneath or whatever. And that is a real thing.
It is.
People, they do have people put negative things on their posts, but there's more to gain
There
than
is.
there is to lose.
Yeah. People want to hear from you. They want to see you, especially if you're their local agent in their town. Posts are great and photos are great, but when they can make a real connection via video and seeing you on social media, and the fact that they already feel that they know you before they've even met you,
Yeah.
that's the power of social media and getting on camera. And we have loads of mentees that have that sort of fear aspect where they're like, right, okay, I know I need to go on camera, but I do have that fear about doing it.
Yeah.
And it's totally understandable, but you've just got to
move forward.
just got to do it. Yeah.
You've absolutely got to do it. And I think the key part for me is, and I've worked with a couple of mentees, and we've worked with hundreds of agents.
Yeah.
The people who've leveraged visual content
Mm.
have seen huge uptick in their business.
Yeah.
They've seen a huge rise in revenue.
I bet.
And they're we've had people on the podcast. There's a guy, Vaughan Schofield, who's got Belvoir franchise. He was on
Yes.
the podcast, and he reckons that his investment in video has been repaid to him fourfold. And the same for loads and loads of people who've leveraged it. And there's a reason why YouTubers, command millions of pounds worth of income, because they get eyeballs on products and people and events and all those other sorts of things. And that visual media, I think, is really, really important. So if you could give your top 3 tips then. Top 3 tips for businesses looking to start making some visual content.
I would say do your research.
Yeah.
So look at some professionals or people you admire to see how confident they are. See if you can not steal, but try to use some of their borrow their techniques to make you feel more comfortable. Second, definitely think about that long-term goal, because this is going to help you achieve that long-term goal. Fact. And my third one is practice what I preach here, but don't worry about it, because it still is in your control. If you don't like something, you can always change it. You decide what goes out to the public, not the public seeing what you have been recording. So yeah, just don't worry about it.
Fantastic. Sam, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for
I
having
really
me.
appreciate your time. The best of luck, continued success with Agents Together. I'm not leaving anytime soon, and I know you're not.
No.
So yeah, but thanks a million.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.